I find my words, my thoughts, my purpose, my direction, my understanding, my life through writing. My writing finds answers. It brings together the messages and lessons that I have seen and heard previously, and those yet to be told. It brings the past, the here and now, and the yet to come together. I'm learning and need to trust what I am being taught. God, my truest self, and my heart speak through my writing. Writing gave me that this morning. That's what I needed. Clarity, direction, truth. It arrived as soon as I started putting my pen to the paper. I'm Cory J. Riggs, the host of This Tree and Me. This is the Blessed and Grateful Wednesday edition, and we are going to discuss writing. You can call it journaling, writing. It comes in many different forms of poetry, songwriting, just jotting down your daily notes. This is what I did, line for line kind of a thing. And we're going to talk about how over the past year, this is pretty much the year anniversary of me really starting to get into committing to journaling. Journaling was first. I call it writing now. I journal, but I write. And I write stories. My journaling is more of a writing style. So I welcome you. I would be greatly appreciated if you would hit the subscribe and like and comment and share, and everything that you can give me helps me get the message out there a little bit more, helps me understand where I need to go and what I need to do a little bit more. So I appreciate everybody being here. There's a couple things that you're going to notice if you've been following me before, is now I have my iPad sitting in front of me here. It's tablets on an iPad, but habit from work. And I'm going to kind of keep guard of myself of where I'm at and what I'm trying to talk about. And I want to give a young man, and I've talked about him before, Bradley. Love you, brother. Appreciate you being in my life. He's a beautiful songwriter, and he gave me a little bit more clarity and just a reminder of what I needed to do a little bit more of. And so I appreciate him. So some of this is from him. I've combined it with what I do because I need to make it my own. And I just need to give him a shout out. So I will be glancing over from time to time. You might have noticed also I've kind of changed the rearrangement of my furniture and where I sit, and there's going to be more to come. And I've got some lettering up over here that eventually we'll get to see, but I got a old church. If you've ever went to church, where they put up the hymns of what you're going to sing that day and stuff. I found one in an old church, and so I'm working on that. I'm going to try to get this framed here, just a little bit different, right? A little bit more of a homey, cozy feel of what I want this to be and what I want this to feel like, and where I want it to go. So that opening, again, was from writing today. And I can't explain in full detail what writing does for me, because it does everything. And it gives me every answer when I'm stuck, when I am frustrated, when I'm anxious, when I'm sad, when I'm angry. And I could have experienced things Well, I'll give you a great example. I just spoke of him. He sent me how he kind of goes through his writing style and how he kind of goes through things, and maybe that was just for me. But he shared, hey, maybe think of this. And I sat on it, and then this morning I wrote on it. I just wrote. I didn't write specifically on that. I just started writing, and once again, the answers came to me and what that meant to me of him sending it to me. The clarity of it all came through once I started writing. So let's go back and let's talk about a little bit of the evolution of my writing. And I giggle so hard about this because y'all, it was so where I needed to be. Let's start with that. Wherever you're at in your journaling, wherever you're at in your writing, wherever you're at and how you feel about it and how you do it, if you don't do it yet, that's where you're at. And I want to share like where I didn't write for years, guys. I wrote poetry when I was young. I stopped and I came back and stopped. And then for probably decades, a couple at least, I just didn't write at all. I was just that angry. I was that just surviving life. And so roughly a year ago, it's just a little over a year ago, is when I started asking the question of, man, there's more to my life, right? We talked about me getting my gut health, and that kind of changed and made me start looking a little deeper into other parts of my life of, dude, you're getting healthy in your gut. What else can you do? So I dedicated myself in the beginning of this year, in January. I started dabbling a little bit before that, but I really dedicated myself at the beginning of this year that I'm going to journal every day. And what my journaling looked like was that I still do this, the day, the date. So Wednesday, what is today? The 5th or the 4th, 3rd. Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025, and the time. And then if I put it down and I come back later, I put the time again and I just keep going. Then the next day I just add and just keep going. That's how I journal, if you will. My story writing, I do not do that. I just pick up that story and I just continue where I left off. I might read a little bit back and then I just continue, but that's how I journal. So my journaling was what time I got up, what time I got downstairs, what time I got out of my chair, meaning after I did my stretching, drank my coffee, did my stretching, did my meditation, did my journaling. What time did I get out of the chair to come upstairs and go take a shower and get ready for work? Like, I kept it that detailed. Did I dream? Yes or no? If I didn't, okay, great. If I did, what was it? And then it was almost like bullet pointish, like this and this and this and this. And then as the day would go on, I would add some things, and that would be more writing style, but it was more of my day at work. I did this, and this person, I helped them with this, and they helped me with this, and this project's doing, like, it was just a catalog of what I was doing. And I don't want to make it sound just and things like that. It's the words that I use. I'll try to find better words because it's where I was and it's what I needed. And the reason I needed that is because I needed micro wins. It's a thing called micro wins, like making my bed every morning. I didn't even start doing that until just not too long ago, maybe a month or two ago. Making my bed, probably 2 months, making my bed every morning. It's a micro win. Journaling, for me, was a micro win. And then slowly, okay, I took away the exact times of when I got up and when I got out of this and when I did this and when I did this, because my morning was just, I had a book, it's actually sitting right here in front of me, that I used to like detail my mornings. Here's exactly what you do from the time you wake up until the time you leave the house, period. This is what you do. And I kept it, and then I'd change it as it okay, I adapted a little bit, okay, change this. And then over time, I started changing because my needs, my wants, my voice, the true voice inside me started saying, okay, you don't need that anymore. You need more of this or whatever it was. So then, and I still kept my dreams though. I didn't dream a whole lot. I didn't remember my dreams a whole lot. I took something out of my life that my dreams have really come back heavily. And I enjoy it. I get a lot out of my dreams. We'll have a whole nother discussion on that, but today's about writing. So, and like I said, over that year, it just kept developing and developing. And then I started writing again. And it was a little poetry and it was a little storytelling, a little of both. And it was okay. It was good, but it was, my heart wasn't, like, I didn't die. My heart wasn't completely in it. It's just something that I knew I wanted to do. And probably a month, 6 weeks-ish ago, maybe a little longer than that, but everything kind of changed in my morning. I realized I no longer need, probably about 6 weeks ago, I no longer needed to stretch in the mornings. Why? Because I go do yoga during almost every day, Monday through Friday. All that. So I stretch a couple times at the gym before I work out, or if I go to deep stretch or the restore. So I get my stretching in. I get plenty. So I don't need to do that in the morning. So that frees up a lot of time. I started doing a different meditation, a very purposeful meditation on goal setting, intentions, visualization that incorporates gratitude and love and forgiveness and a blessing. So it combines a whole lot of things into one. So that cut from the other meditations that I did as well. Well, so then there was some free time and I want to ground every day, and it's hard for me to get out during the middle of the day and stuff with the gym and work and everything else to ground. So I started taking my dog Kirby for a walk, and every morning. Now it's getting cold. I still take him out. I don't ground as the same. I don't take my shoes and socks off and walk through the grass because it's freezing cold. But I still get out and do that. So then that changed to where, okay, so now I wake up and do this. I drink my cacao, which is cacao, my ceremonial cacao with my coffee. And I do that for a while. And maybe sometimes during that, I'll start writing. Typically I do. And then after that, I listen to that meditation. I wear a back brace to work on straightening my back for health. And then I take him for a walk, and then that's when I listen to my motivational stuff. So my morning has completely changed over the year. And it's a great thing for me, and it's helped a lot. And it's given me more time to write in the morning. And that's when I find my writing is much better because I'm awake. I'm getting awake, right? I'm coming out of a sleep, so I'm kind of in that dreamy state. I, take the time to drink my coffee and listen to my meditation. So I'm getting in the right mindset, and the day hasn't started yet. So my mind is really quiet, focused, and locked in. And that's when I write. And it just starts pouring out of me. And then it really came to a head at the spiritual retreat that I spoke of that I went to a few weeks ago. I had that little notebook with me the entire time. No phone, didn't turn it on one time until I left. And all I did was interact with people and write, outside of the meditational ceremonies and things that we did. That's all I did. I didn't have the noise. I didn't have all this other nonsense. I didn't, and afterwards, as I'm writing in the mornings, as I'm trying to integrate back into life and just see what my life's going to be like, I start writing, and it hit me like, I think it was a Tuesday or Wednesday after that retreat, that writing's your answer, dude. Writing is what brings you everything you need. That's for me, right? Others, it's the gym or it's music or it's this, whatever it is for you, that's phenomenal. Find it. And in that writing today, there's one part that says, I am learning and I need to learn to trust what I am being taught. And that line specifically meant that because I got it that Tuesday or Wednesday after the retreat. And then here in the last few days, off and on, it keeps bringing me back to, dude, writing is your answer. I had another revelation of it about a week ago. And then over the last couple of days, it just keeps bringing me back to it. Like, dude, writing is your gift for yourself. I hope that it's a gift for others. I would love for it to be a gift for others, but it is my gift. And I am pretty good at it. I enjoy the hell out of it, that's for sure. But it reflects and looks forward and brings me into the exact moment that I'm in. Like I said this morning, like, it brings things from the past and things that I haven't even seen or done yet, and it brings it to now, and it's like, boom. It is just like the light of day is just shined upon me. It's absolutely mind-blowing, and I have to trust it. I just have to trust that is what I need to do so much more of. Everything. And I'm old school. I pen and paper it. And then what I do with my stories is I speak it into my word, right? And then I don't edit. And so let's talk about that really quick too. The way I've taught myself to write, and this has really come over this last year, is just dump. I don't edit. Even when I'm writing a story or a poem, like, if that's my intent, if I'm journaling, I do it as well. I don't read back. I don't overthink. I just dump. I sit and I try to just let it come in. Whatever's coming in comes out. Right? Because if my mind is set on that story that I'm writing currently right now, like I said, if I go get it right now and I'll read a little bit back to, okay, this is where I was. Okay, then I start getting that feeling of, okay, I know exactly where it is, and I just let it come to me, and and then I just start going. And I don't, because once I overthink, then I analyze and I judge, and, well, I don't want it to sound this way or that way. I just dump. I just write. And I'll edit when I'm all done. When I know the story's done, then I'll edit. My journaling, I'll never edit. It's just journaling, right? It's just morning writing or afternoon writing or whatever. When I write, just to write for myself, like what I just read you guys at the beginning of this, just consider that journaling. And I don't ever edit that. Now, I go back and I reread, I reflect, because I use it for this podcast. I use it for my Sunday episodes that I create on Sundays. And I use it for that, but I don't edit it. Now, there might be something that cues a story for me, and I might take some excerpts out of that to bring into the story and that, and then I would edit that. But yeah, when I write, I just write till I'm done. And it's a feeling. Like, that was what I read to you when I first started was literally the last paragraph of about 2.5 pages of writing. That was the last thing that I wrote. And I just knew after I wrote that statement, I knew I was done. So I just got up and got ready for the day and went and did my thing with work and all that. So it's been a beautiful thing. And it's crazy how when you listen to yourself, you'll find the answers you need in the fashion and the form that you need to find them in. Like I said, some people go running, for instance. Like I have someone who's very close to me, ran all the stinking time. And I know it was therapy for him. I know it was. I know others that do the same thing. I know people who talk about going to the gym and just sweating it out. I do enjoy the gym for that aspect of it. I'm doing it more because I want to get healthy. But I'm starting to enjoy the just get in there and just get it done. Just go. Right? It doesn't bring me this though. For some people it does. For some people it may be go take a walk or sitting at a park or going to the lake or whatever it is. I encourage you to find yours. We all have it. There's something for all of us out there that will take us to the place that we need for the answers that we deserve and for the clarity in our life that will allow that light to come out. And writing's mine. And I'm so blessed and grateful, as today is called Blessed and Grateful. But I am blessed that I can write. I'm blessed that I have that ability. I am blessed that I have the creativity and what it brings me out of that. And I'm blessed for the courage and the vulnerability that it shows. Because as I start putting more of my writing out and start trying to, possibly publish things and create the book that I've talked about, yeah, that's very vulnerable. What I just read, for me in the past, let's say that, for the person that I used to think that I was, and I'm this big, rough, tough guy, this athlete, this coach, and rah, 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 right? That's pretty vulnerable. Because in the day, that's probably why I quit for the longest time. I would have looked at people like, man, all those negative Gen X, not wanting to see the Gen X, but that's where I came from, and it was a lot of that. You weren't artsy fartsy. You weren't crafty as a guy. Especially where I came from. You were a dude. You played sports. You hung out with the boys. You did all the cool guy things. That's the way I grew up. And I hid that part of me. And no longer am I going to hide it. And that's very difficult for me sometimes. And I'm grateful that I have people in my life that have just magically shown up in my life through all this work and the things that I'm starting to do. I've spoke about a lady at work that helps me out a lot with my writing and just all this in general. There's many people at the gym that are in my health journey. A couple of yoga instructors that they're phenomenal with me. And Bradley and Maria, the lady who introduced me to cacao. And a few others that the ones that I'm mentioning are already public figures in the aspect of they're putting their own content out, whether it's singing or medicine or whatever. So, I want to praise them and give them their flowers. One, for helping me and being a guide for me. And also, I want to help them in their journey. I believe in what they're trying to do. Right? My artwork that's getting ready to come out, Zach, he has his own website and everything out there, and I will get everything out there for him as well, because I love the artwork that he's done. He's working on my tattoo now. All these people have just recently came into my life, and it's all through the work and all through the steps that I have taken and the journeys that I've been courageous enough to go on. And all of that stuff came through writing in one fashion or another. All those answers, all the fear when I was anxious to go on my spiritual retreat, I'd write, and then it would settle me down. And it would bring me to, it's calling you, go do it. Go take this journey, right? Go meet these people, go experience this, go find your spirituality, go dig deep inside of you. And that's what writing does for me. I wouldn't do any of this without writing. I know that now. I completely see that in my life now. And I'm extremely grateful for it. So here's what I'm going to ask of you guys. It doesn't have to be every day. I would love for it to be. But I would I want to challenge you to write 90 seconds. Set a timer. Write for 90 seconds. Don't think. Don't judge. Just when you're ready to put that pen to that paper, sit there, breathe through it, whatever you need to do. You can think of a topic if you want, right? I'm not asking you to pour your life's goals and your heart onto a piece of paper. Maybe you just want to sit for 90 seconds at the end of the day and just write what you did today. I'd be shocked if you stopped at 90 seconds, but if you do, that's fine. And I want you to share it with me. You don't have to share it publicly in the comments. You can send me a DM on any of the platforms that I'm out there on. Right, at Cory J. Riggs is my handle on every platform. I'm not on Facebook with this. I keep Facebook for my personal, but all the others at Cory J. Riggs. No E in Cory. So, come find me. That's my website as well. Come DM me if you don't want to share it publicly. I would love to hear what you're writing. I would love to listen to where you're at and then encourage you. Because even if you don't want to be a writer, right? Writing just is a safe place to get this out. You can burn it. You can shred it. No one will ever see it if you don't want them to. Trust me, I have deep thoughts on that. Like when I misplace my journal or the book that I walk around with every day, I freak the hell out. I said a bad word. Sorry, Mom. I know you hate that word. Sorry. I stopped though. I did it for you. I did it for me, but I did it for you as well, Mom. She hates when I say that word, and it's a bad habit of mine. I freak out. I could lose my wallet over that. Because that's got everything in me. But I'm also putting it out here. You know, now there's certain books, there's certain books, notebooks that never leave this house, ever. And they won't. And I know where they're at 24/7, 365. If I move, that will be the first thing that goes with me, not in the movers, not with anybody. That box will be with me. And that's okay. But I also want to be able to look back and reflect. That's probably a reason why I don't type and do all that with those journals. Because it does have personal and names and things of that nature. I don't want it out there, on the internet. It's for me. Now, this one that I write, like my stories and stuff in, if I lose my stories, I can rewrite them. I almost thought I lost that book the other day, and I was like, I remembered where I put it. But anyhow, I'm getting a little crazy here. Sorry. Right. Just try it. And I believe journaling, just like meditation, just like a healthy diet, just like working out, even if that's walking, whatever your movement is good. Just like you're keeping track of your financials every day. It all gives you something, and it all gives you pride, and it gives you a self-worth, and it gives you a lot of micro wins. Find those micro wins because they become macros. They really do. So I challenge you. Write for 90 seconds. Do it today. Do it tomorrow. Within the next 24 hours, I challenge you to write for 90 seconds. Anything you want. Share it with me. I'd love to hear from you. And we can start a dialogue. I absolutely would love to hear what you're writing. And if I can encourage you in any way of helping you develop your journaling style, right? What works for you? I've tried many. I can listen and hear, and once I get to know you better, then I can possibly help with that. But I think journaling alone will help you tremendously. All right. So I appreciate everybody being here. I appreciate everybody listening to my story on writing today. Writing gives me clarity, it gives me connection, and it gives me purpose. I want to thank you for being with me on this blessed and grateful Wednesday. Again, I am Cory J. Riggs, host of This Tree in Me. You can find the podcast on all the popular platforms that you get your podcast from. If you like the video side of it, you can get it on YouTube. Again, the handle is at Cory J. Riggs, CoryJRiggs. That is my domain, and that is all my handles. I would love for you to subscribe, share, comment, DM. I love engagement. I love the people interaction. That's something that I very much enjoy. So thank you for being here with me. I'm very blessed, and I am very grateful for the ability to write and what writing gives me. And I hope and pray that you can find what gives you that purpose and that clarity and that reason for doing something. I love you all. Be blessed.